Hey, what's up guys? Bitcoin is on the right trajectory according to stock-to-flow model. In this video, I will explain why Bitcoin is the most desirable asset in the universe. Then, Michael Saylor will explain his most recent Bitcoin price prediction. This video is presented by BlockFi. BlockFi provides financial products for crypto investors such as high-yield interest accounts, USD loans, and no-fees trading. With BlockFi, you can get up to 8.6% APY. It works with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or stablecoins. Do you need cash? Now you do not have to sell your crypto and pay high taxes. With BlockFi, you can use your crypto as a collateral to get a cash loan. Now, BlockFi utilizes ACH that will enable users to connect their bank accounts with BlockFi and deposit/withdraw funds into/from BlockFi with no fees. Also, just recently Visa partnered with BlockFi to release a new credit card where users will receive 1.5% back with Bitcoin. Right now, you can earn up to $250 of crypto bonus when you open a new account and sign up with the link blockfi.com/Aimstone in the description box below. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up today. Let's start with CoinMarketCap.com and see what is going on with the top cryptocurrencies at the current moment. As of the time of this recording, Bitcoin is trading at around $34,600 a coin with a market cap of more than $643 billion. Ethereum stays strong above $1,000 level with the current price of around $1,067 per coin. XRP, it looks like it did not drop that much in this pullback. The reason is because it got demolished previously. The current 29 cents per coin is an average price all the way back since 2019. So, in XRP, we did not really see any price appreciation in this bull market. When it comes to Cardano EDA and Litecoin, it looks like we might see flipping here. Cardano EDA is just $8 million of the market cap behind Litecoin. Now, let's take a look at the Bitcoin price action. As I mentioned in the beginning, Bitcoin is currently trading slightly over $34,600 a coin. It rebounded slightly from its recent lows of $30,000. Just by looking at this chart, we will notice that Bitcoin is forming these head and shoulders patterns, which might be a bit bearish if BTC breaks the support level. On the other hand, we also have this positive trend support line that might hold Bitcoin about $32,000. I did not have any doubt that Bitcoin price was getting parabolic and the current market sentiment is a bit overheated. Fear and Greed Index is slightly dropped from the last week of 95 points to the current 78 points. I would like to see this index at around 50 points or so. Therefore, Bitcoin can organically and slowly rebuild its positive momentum. Also, if you take a look at the stock-to-flow model, it does look like the Bitcoin went slightly above its upper side of its intrinsic value at the current moment. However, the previous 4 bull markets, Bitcoin surpassed way above its intrinsic value and eventually formed a Bitcoin bubble. This is exactly what happened in 2011 Bitcoin bull spike, then twice in 2013, and it also happened in 2017 bull market run. At this current bull market run, we are nowhere near where we were back in those historic bull markets in terms of the market sentiment, which also a great indicator that Bitcoin is not really in the bubble, nor we are in the bear market. The year of 2021 just begun, and I think we are on the right trajectory to reach at least $100,000 per coin by the end of 2021. If you want to be part of this, you should not try to be cute and time the market when turbulence come around. This is my current mood. This image speaks for itself. Also, Michael Saylor posted recently, if you own the most desirable asset in the universe, why would you ever sell it? I totally agree with that statement. And those of you who disagree, it tells more what you do not know about Bitcoin than you know. And finally, this is what my bank account looks like compared to my Bitcoin wallet. My current Bitcoin to cash ratio is around 10:1, 10 times higher in Bitcoin than I currently have in cash. Great piece of news came out about one of my favorite billionaire investor, Howard Marks. Now, apparently he changed his tone on Bitcoin. In 2018, Howard Marks said that Bitcoin will be shown not to have any substance in the long run. But it looks like he changed his mind just recently. His son Andrew Marks is quite positive on Bitcoin and several others, and thankfully own meaningful amount for our family. Just to let you know guys, Howard Marks' current net worth is more than $2 billion. and his current investment firm Oaktree Capital has more than $140 billion of assets under management. Maybe he will start looking to expand some of his own and his client investments into Bitcoin. Here is another reason why Bitcoin is the best asset in the universe. What we see here is a Bitcoin risk-adjusted return compared to other assets. The risk-adjusted return can also manifest itself as a Sharpe ratio. In the simple language, Sharpe ratio indicates how much risk you have to take comparing to the expected rate of returns. Sharpe ratio can be calculated as follows: expected rate of returns minus risk-free rate of returns, everything divided by standard deviation, also known as volatility. How to interpret Sharpe ratio? A ratio higher than 1 is considered to be acceptable. A ratio higher than 2 is considered to be very good. A ratio higher than 3 is considered to be excellent. A ratio under 1.0 is considered to be very poor. A negative Sharpe ratio means the risk-free rate is greater than the asset return, and therefore you should not probably take that position. As we can see in this chart, the golds and bonds Sharpe ratio is less than 1, and sometimes it's even negative, which means the expected rate of return is much poorer compared to risk that you have to take. US stocks have Sharpe ratio of around 2, which is very good. However, Bitcoin Sharpe ratio is around 3. That is the highest Sharpe ratio of any assets. 3 is considered to be excellent, which means Bitcoin has much higher rate of expected returns compared to the risk that you have to take. So no wonder why Bitcoin is the most desirable asset in the universe. Now, let's take a look at this clip where Michael Saylor gives his most recent Bitcoin price prediction. Let's take a look.
I think that demonetizing gold gets you to 500,000, and that's simply pulling all the monetary energy off of the gold rock from gold bugs who believe that gold is a store of value and a safe haven. But it's important to note there are a lot of organizations and a lot of investors that don't use gold as their safe haven. They use government debt, sovereign debt. And so cash is a safe haven, and sovereign debt is a safe haven. And another safe haven people use as a store of value is an index fund, bond index funds and stock index funds, like the Russell 2000, the S&P 500, the Dow index. So all told, I think there's between $300 and $400 trillion worth of fiat instruments, cash, debt, stock, commercial real estate indexes, something in that range. They're all, if you look at all of that, half of that monetary energy, maybe more, between 50 and 75%, is simply seeking a store of value as a container. Like when I buy the S&P 500 index or the Vanguard fund, I'm not buying it because I equally love all 500 S&P stocks equally in proportion to their market caps. That's not why I bought the index. I bought the index because I had $1 million, and I knew if it was cash, it would be debased in purchasing power. And so I needed to put it into something which was going to return more than the economic hurdle rate or the cost of capital. So some people choose to preserve their wealth by investing in gold. Some people choose to preserve their wealth by buying land, a land bank. I'm just going to buy a bunch of farmland. I don't love it. I just bought it. Some people choose to preserve their wealth by buying debt. There's like $100 trillion worth of sovereign debt, right? 10-year treasuries, 30-year treasuries, 3-year, 1-year treasuries. There's like $17 trillion worth of debt that's negative yielding, I think the last number I saw. Why would you buy a bond that you have to pay to own? Right? Isn't the obvious answer? It's a safe haven. Right? I don't want to bury the cash. I don't want to hold cash. I don't want to bury the cash under my mattress. I don't want to hold metal. And so I'll buy a bond until I figure out what to do. So ultimately, the amount of monetary energy in the world that's looking for a safe haven store of value is got to be between 100 trillion and 250 trillion. Like, why not all of it? Like, why not 300 trillion or 350 trillion? If whatever the total sum of everything. Well, the answer is, at the right price, I would own a stock because I believe in the stock. Like, for example, Tesla. If you bought Tesla at the beginning of the year, it went up by a factor of 5. And if you love Tesla, and if you believe it's a growth stock, then you invest. You're making an investment decision. I might make an investment decision in a stock that I thought was going to grow faster than the cost of capital. If you believe that a stock can grow its revenues and its cash flows more than 20% a year, you should probably own the stock, right? If the stock is going to outperform the cost of capital. If you came to me and you asked for a loan and you were going to erect a hospital, and I lived in the city and I had kids and we needed a hospital and I was a wealthy person, I would give you the loan. I would buy the bond so that you could build a hospital so that my family doesn't die if they need the hospital. So sometimes creditors would issue credit because they have a passionate belief in the project. And equity investors would invest because they have a passionate belief. That's investment, and that's true crediting. I mean, credit and equity investments. And the same is true with real estate, right? I might buy real estate to live in. I love it. Or buy a commercial office building to put my company in, or a factory. On the other hand, when I'm buying the index of 187 companies I never heard of that yields me 2% or 3%, I'm just looking for a store of value. So that's a long-winded answer to the question, which is, is Bitcoin worth more than the value of gold? And the answer is, yeah, in theory, all monetary energy that's simply looking for a store of value safe haven index should presumably drain out of real estate, cash, stocks, and bonds into the Bitcoin network. And as that happens, the price discovery will return to real estate and bond, right? A real bond should not pay you 0% interest, right? A real bond should not charge you money to own it, right? That's offensive. So the bond values will fall. The equity values will fall. The real estate values will fall. The yields, the dividend yields, the rent yields, the bond coupon yields, they will go up until a rational actor would choose to own those as an investment, or a person that's a passionate investor will own them because they're trophy assets that they simply wish to own to say they own them for their own personal purposes. And the rest of the monetary energy really ought to be in a Bitcoin network because it's a pure index of the economy without counterparty risk, without execution risk, without credit risk, without debasement and political risk, without the tax risk, et cetera, and the political risk. That's why that makes sense. And that means that the top is more than 100 trillion. It's somewhere between 100 trillion and 300 trillion in today's money. And of course, if we look out 5 or 10 years, there may be 700 trillion in today's money then. So if half of the monetary energy sits in a store of value index, then it could be 300 or 400 trillion dollars.
First is to demonetize $11 trillion of market cap in gold. That would put a single Bitcoin at around $500,000 per coin. Then we have other assets such as cash, bonds, real estate, index funds, and a number of different stocks. According to Michael Saylor, he thinks that the total number is at around $300 trillion and $400 trillion. Also, in between 50% and 75% of those assets just seeking a simple store of value. Michael Saylor believes that Bitcoin can capture the entire market value of somewhere between $100 trillion and $300 trillion. If Bitcoin catches $100 trillion worth of value, then the single BTC will reach over $5.3 million. If Bitcoin catches $3 trillion, then one single Bitcoin will explode to the moon. One single Bitcoin will be at around $16 million per coin. Can you imagine a single BTC at around 16 million? Imagine how many Bitcoin trillionaires there would be in a planet. Probably thousands. Let me know what do you guys think. Is $16 million per coin possible? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button and subscribe for more videos.